All right, guys, cool. Back. Got Shelby Neal. Super pumped. I might not stop smiling the whole time. So I'm very excited. Kenneth, what's up? Jeff Birch, what's up? Girl, you've been moving and traveling and uprooting your life. What's
Yes.
going on? How are you okay? You good?
Yeah. The big change for me was the move to Vermont. So I moved from North Carolina. And yeah, I'm loving it so far. It's definitely more of like a smaller town, like more of an earthy kind of vibe here, which I really like. So Raleigh was a little bit of a bigger city, and so I'm enjoying kind of like the smaller, like slower, more local vibes here. It's cool.
Born and raised down south?
Yeah, I was born in Massachusetts, but I moved to North Carolina in like second grade, so I feel like I'm a southerner now, so I'm kind of like going back north.
Yep.
Did you put did your parents like put you in sports right away? Like as soon as you got
Yeah,
because you did
gymnastics.
gymnastics, right? I feel like I know that you did
Yes, yeah.
gymnastics.
I did gymnastics and literally nothing else. Like when I was younger, I was just different. I was very much like I want to like be in the sparkliest outfit possible, and now you couldn't catch me dead in sparkles or something. So yeah, I found gymnastics because I liked the leotards, and then I realized how good it was for you.
So
But
you went
yeah,
straight from that to going to weightlifting.
I was like,
You went like right
yeah,
into. There's like this picture of you, and you're like attacking a barbell.
yeah.
I mean, was that always your first love? Did you was it weightlifting first and then cardio next?
Yeah, I think so. I think I enjoyed the like lifting weights part because it was like so different, and I was just so impressed by like people lifting over 100 pounds, and now people lift way more than that. But when I first started, like 100 pounds was like crazy to think about, and then 200 pounds like became the goal, and then 300, and yeah, just was amazed by that, and didn't really love cardio, but I started to love it with CrossFit. So it was kind of like hand in hand, Olympic lifting and CrossFit, and just like the technical background I have and like body awareness really played well into a lot of things, and I just kind of stuck with the stuff I really enjoyed and was naturally pretty good at.
Gus, what's up? In the most respectful way possible. Two gingers and two white-looking black girls. What a great cast.
I
Always
know,
love
it's
having you
really
guys.
Guess who the two half black girls are? Guess. Go ahead. Just go ahead. That's fine. Guess, because you don't know. I guarantee you don't know. So yeah, are you like settled? You guys have a gym? I remember seeing on Hiller's video with you guys that you were kind of gonna test gyms out, see where you liked and where you were gonna land.
Yeah, sorry, you cut out there a little bit, but
Oh,
can you hear
okay.
me okay?
Yeah, we got you. Oh, no.
Nope.
Oh, that's weird. Let me just like walk around my house and maybe it'll be better.
Vermont. Us Vermont.
Show us the scene.
Welcome to
How about
Vermont.
now? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. You can't hear us now?
Can you hear us?
Oh no. It's all good.
Yeah, we can hear. We can. So just let us know when you can hear us.
Here, I'm gonna leave and come back.
Okay. That's fine.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's funny. No, I can't wait to dive into that with her. I've never actually like talked to another person that was mixed the same way that like usually you just know.
Yeah.
And so it's cool that to get to talk to her. It's fun. We were kind of chatting
Before
behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's super funny.
Yeah.
To
go back. Do you know why she came back up here?
No.
All right, let's try again.
Here we go. Let's try this.
Oh, okay. I tried to just leave and come back. This is part of the Vermont experience, I think.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. I have no idea where I was at. Oh, did you find a gym? Yeah.
You found a gym that you love being there.
Yeah. I've been training at HWPO, which has been really cool. So they have a really great gym and they've been really welcoming. So far that's where I've been kicking it.
Ooh. Okay. Not gonna ask any questions.
Oh,
no,
man.
No, go ahead. Ask. No, go ahead. Ask all the questions.
Was that the plan moving up there, or what was the plan for you guys to, move up here and get away from being in the South?
Yeah. I came up and visited Frank a couple months ago, and we stopped by Champlain Valley, and we also stopped by HWPO. And yeah, I guess I just clicked there the most. So that's where we started out. I'm not sure if we'll like continue to stay there, but so far so good. So, no reason to leave, right now, just enjoying it. So
Yeah.
Your mom, I feel like I know who you are.
It's Laura.
Laura. Okay, yeah.
Hi, Laura.
What's up? Dick Butter, what's up? All Blue Wrenches. Yeah, that's how we roll around here.
We do.
That's what we do.
We have our loyal people that come and hang out with us.
Just like you.
Yep.
Just like you.
Yep.
Mr. Butter.
Yep.
Okay, so I wanna, because I saw the video that Hiller did, and the first 2 minutes of it is he walks in and starts talking to your dad. Does your dad even know who Hiller is? Like, is he like, who is this dude?
Yeah, I told them Hiller was coming like the day before because I didn't want them to like get all like weird about it.
Like, who's this guy just randomly showing up with a camera?
Yeah. And I was like, if you don't want him around, like, just let me know. We can like start at the gym and not, at the house in the morning. So yeah, my dad's like off social media now. He like brags about it to everybody. Like he was on social, like he's not out of touch with, internet. He just chooses to disconnect.
Yeah.
So
That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. Like, I'm sure that's why he shouts it out and be like, see, you can do it. It's so much better for you.
Yeah, it's like every second of the day he will bring it up. And it's like, wow.
I just imagine your parents meeting Hiller and just not knowing who he is on the internet or has never seen him. Had they ever seen him? Does your mom know that?
Yeah, my mom actually like is more in with all the CrossFit stuff, like especially after semis this year. I think she like got wind of one of the podcasts that Savon was doing, and so she started like calling out like JR to me and like like random names. I'm like, how do you know who those people are? How do you know who Savon is? Like, it's just like random stuff. So she's a little more connected. She knew who Hiller was, and she's like now watching his videos probably more than I do. So
that's funny. That's so good. That piece was so good. It was so much fun. And then, of course, the way that I got in touch with you in the first place was because you went on Savon's podcast for that little pre-games interview.
Yeah.
And his face when you're like, my dad's black, I thought he was gonna like fall off his chair and just onto the floor, and it was hilarious. And that's what I kind of get all the time.
Yeah.
Is that what you get all the time too?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, it's almost like what, like a party trick, I guess. It's like, by the way, like fun fact, the fun fact's always like, people do not believe it at all because I don't look it like at all. And the red hair does not help.
Nope. Do you have the blue eyes too?
No, I have green eyes. So that's
light eyes though.
Yeah.
Yep, light eyes.
Close.
Yeah.
I have the blue eyes. So that's why everyone's like, your nose, your hair, but your blue eyes and you're white as shit. Like what?
Yes.
What? Yes. All that.
Yeah. And I burn, terribly. Like I'm a little more tan. I tan maybe a little bit better than like the average ginger, but yeah, still really pale.
Yeah. I can't go in the sun without long sleeves. If I go to the beach, I have the umbrella, like my family can go hang out in the sun. I have to go out for a little bit and then come back and sit in the shade and go back out and come back in. And,
process.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And my sister needs like nothing, she doesn't need any sunscreen or anything. She's very like sunproof.
Your sister, it doesn't look like you, and I say this with all due respect, it doesn't look like you guys came from the same parents.
Yeah.
Like
you have to like put us side by side and
facial structure.
Like our nose, and our mouth and eyes, I guess, but you have to like really stare. Because
my sisters, I have 5 sisters. None of us have the same mom. None of us, not one. We all have the same dad, and we all look alike.
Wow.
Like my dad's genes are legit. We're all
strong.
We're all light, and but our face looks like our faces. We all look like him. There's no
Oh, wow.
he can't deny us at all. There's no way.
Yeah.
And so that's the only way that I have proof is like I have to show the picture. It's like, hey, look,
Yeah.
I gotta show the picture or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Pictures aren't proof.
no,
here. But if you are around us, you'll see like it's more like a personality, I'd say. Like people will say I act like my dad all the time. And once you meet him, I think, and meet me in person, you kind of see that we're similar mannerisms and stuff, which, oh my goodness.
was there any like when you were younger, because I didn't even figure out anything was weird until people started, not weird, but just that
Yeah.
it was different. It was that when I had to start checking in school, I had to check the box other.
Yeah. I had a teacher like erase the X on African American once for me, and my mom had to be like, no, like.
Oh no, they made you a. Oh wow!
Wait, a teacher did that?
Yeah. Yeah, because I had like white and like
yeah.
both of them click because there was no mixed, and so in elementary school they were like, no, honey, you're not.
You're like, I am though.
Yeah. Like,
oh,
what do I know?
wow.
I don't know anything.
Right.
You're just like, okay, no, I'm not. Whatever,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
That's
Mom was like,
wow.
no, like she was correct. She was right.
Jeff Birchfield made her a whitey. Yeah, I like.
Yeah.
There's rules to this. Like growing up, you have to kind of navigate all of the rules to it, because like I'm sure your sister fit in and can do things in circles that you probably can't get away with.
Yeah, definitely. It's like it's like we're kind of like living like two different, like racial lives, I guess, kind of.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, I guess I can't even relate to her in some ways and she can't in my regard,
Do you ever, but when you guys are like together, just each other, like, do you sing the N-word in the car?
No, no. I don't know what she does. I guess she, can do whatever she wants. I feel like I don't I don't bother making people upset, like
they try to trick you. They're like, yeah, like your friends will be like, sure, go ahead. Like and you just and then you go out into the real world, people don't know you and you're like, oh, I'm about to get punched in the face right now.
Yeah,
I can't do that.
It's not like I pass as white and I know it. So that's just kind of how I roll. But yeah, it is funny. Like whenever I do meet, like I have like black friends or, it's somewhat will eventually come out that I'm like mixed in some way. Like it could be a year, it could be a month, 2 years, 5 years or whatever. And they're like, oh shoot. And then they start calling me the N-word. I'm like, oh my God.
No, you can't trick me.
Nope.
Don't do it. Don't trick me.
Nope.
I'm not falling for it.
I'm like, I'm not gonna, I'm like, that's hilarious. It's more of a joke, but it's hilarious.
Of course. You kind of have to find a way because there isn't. I very much understand that I don't present in the world that way. I can't just roll like that. There's unwritten rules to this. It's not.
Yeah.
And the way that we have to learn them is like real weird.
Yeah. Yeah. It's goofy.
Like, when you go home and you see your dad, like you're like, okay, there's my dad, my mom, whatever. But like, I know my dad and I hang out and chill and whatnot, but it's outside of that. No one understands.
Yeah. It's also different because like my dad he's not from America. So he was born in Liberia, which is in Africa. And so he doesn't even like relate to like American Black culture either. Like he relates to like Liberian culture. And so that's kind of what I relate to, which is like very like not the same, it's just different, I guess.
They don't have that. Like they don't have kind of a hierarchy, because like here there's definitely a hierarchy, like how dark you are to how light you are to you get called a have you gotten called a red bone yet?
No.
Have you even heard of that?
I look white. No, I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, red bone. It's just light skinned mixed kids. That's
okay.
It's been in rap songs forever and ever and ever. I didn't know what it meant until my sister told me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, don't even like think I'm mixed at all. Like not even.
Yeah, no, me either. Kenneth DeLapp, red phone, no, red bone. Like the
Is there
actual, yeah,
but
like you're a red bone.
Childish Gambino? What's that song called? Is it called Redbone or is it called?
It might be.
I think it's so.
Yeah.
Is it really? Okay.
I think
I've
so, yeah.
heard.
So yeah, it's crazy weird. Did you ever had it? I had weird experiences walking because my sister's son, he's very dark. And so
Mhm.
when I walk around with him and like this is my nephew, they're like, "Oh, you adopted?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"No, he's my freaking nephew. Like, what do you mean is he adopted?" No. Like,
Yeah.
did you ever get that at all? Like walking around, if you were just walking around with your dad by yourself or when you introduce like, "This is my dad," were people
Yeah.
like,
I think people assume I'm adopted. That's definitely what they think. Also, because like me and my sister, like my sister looks like my dad.
"Yep."
I look like neither of my parents. I don't look anything like my mom besides my skin just being like lighter.
Mhm.
And then I look kind of like my dad, but it's not obvious unless you're like staring at us, which nobody's doing. And
Right.
so my mom has blonde hair, like my sister looks like my dad, and then there's me. So we just like my family is just not really like a unit, I guess. Like when you see those families and it's like all blonde, all blue eyes,
Mhm.
like that was just like
Was
that's
that
weird
weird
for
for you
me.
when you saw
Yeah,
that? Is
that's
that weird?
weird. It's like, oh, this is like from like like one of those creepy movies. Like you guys need to like switch it up.
Children of the Corn or some shit?
Oh,
Like, you know what I mean?
geez.
Like they all look, you know.
Yeah, like the concept of family like looking alike is like kind of strange. Like I like the uniqueness, I guess. I'm used to it.
Are you older or younger than your sister?
I'm the oldest. There's
You're
two
the
of us.
oldest.
Mhm.
How was it growing up with her, like, in school and stuff like that? Did you have to experience a lot of, because kids are mean.
Mhm.
Did you deal with, bullying or not as much acceptance because your sister is darker than you are and you guys, like, did you ever experience any of that in high school?
I don't think so. No, we went to like I'd say if anything like maybe like the ginger thing was more common for me.
Yeah.
And like nobody ever was like, "Oh, you guys don't look alike." That's weird. Like she's also like beautiful, like very pretty girl. So I think she also didn't get bullied or anything like that. So
Mhm.
that I know of at least. So yeah. And we also like we're 2 years apart, but we like kind of moved through schools together and then separately. Like I went to a different high school and she went to a different high school. Same with middle school. So honestly, we weren't super connected until like unless like you count elementary school, but we both kind of went our separate ways with schools.
Did your parents ever have to have, I can remember my mom and even my grandparents too, kind of explaining to me that this was like a different family dynamic or, a different setup, I guess, whatever. But did you ever have that moment? Did they ever have to like, "Hey, your sister's going to experience things differently than you are," or because that was just almost like a written prerequisite for parents to have to
Mhm.
explain to their mixed kids?
Yeah, I think like maybe we had the conversation once, but honestly, my parents never like. I feel like that was kind of a different experience in my life. It's just like I don't know. I guess I never like thought about race like until maybe even like middle of high school. I just didn't even like think about it
Yeah.
or consider it. Like I was just like I'm normal. Everyone else is normal. Like it never crossed my mind like at all until you're in high school and you start having those like more political discussions or thoughts like in class or whatever. Your classmates start saying stuff that you're just like, hang on, I need to start like Googling things or something because I don't know what's going on.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, it's, dude, it was.
Do you feel like um that was a good thing that you kind of had a longer time to just be nice to people? It wasn't about race. It very much was just about the person. And then you started to have those conversations later? Or do you feel like that you wish you would have had the conversation a little bit earlier to kind of prepare you, for lack of a better term, for like when these kind of conversations started to happen?
Yeah, I think for the most part it was positive. I think the only thing is just like maybe like connecting with like different sides of like my family's ancestry maybe would have been nicer. Like I think just because my dad is a man and from Liberia, there's a lot of like cultural things that aren't as, you know, prevalent in my like family, as in like if he was a woman coming from Liberia, like all the food, right, is lost because that was done by the women in the family. So like we don't eat Liberian food like all the time, like some other families and my cousins do. And like other things like cultural stuff, like I wish I kind of like got more of those stories, or, you know, childhood stories like a little bit more often. Like I think we could have had more discussions like that, and like I could still obviously get that information, but you know, a lot of it's lost if I'm not connecting with my family like as often.
Yeah.
His family, like he grew up in Liberia, and then there was like a pretty big coup, and that's the main reason that he moved over to United States and started college here, and then that's kind of when he stayed. And so his family's kind of spread out like across the US. And he's got a lot of family members that are not real blood family, but like we consider them family because he grew up in like a really small school from like pre-K all the way to high school. Like his family is, you know, close in that regard. Like even though
So none of his family's really here. Most of his family is back in Liberia.
No, most of them are here. Like his
that's
brothers are here, and then like a lot of childhood friends are here. But there's also some people back in Liberia too.
Do you get to see them often? Do you get to hang out with them?
I do sometimes, not really that much though, like not nearly as, because they're just like spread across, like somewhere in like California, and like my dad, like I was born in Massachusetts, and my mom's family is from Massachusetts, so that's kind of like where all of like my, I don't want to say normal family, but the family that we're more
you grew
like,
up with,
yeah, and more like Easter and Christmas and Thanksgiving was with like my mom's side, and my dad's side, because it's like hard to get people from, you know, Arizona and California and Georgia all together at one place. Like it happens a lot more rarely, and so I get
big shocker. They went to warm states and y'all were in freaking cold states. Big shocker.
Yeah. Going to Massachusetts.
What's up with your dad? Why did he stay on the East Coast? I mean, that's awesome, but
I don't know why he picked Massachusetts, honestly.
Is that where he went to college?
Yeah.
Which one? Do you know which one he went to?
Worcester Polytech.
Oh, you guys are all brainiacs, huh?
He's a software engineer, so yeah, he's pretty
brainiac. Yeah.
We literally just talked to another female CrossFitter who's active duty Marine
nice.
on Monday, and she went to OCS twice too, like you, and like did the whole. And when I figured that out about you, I was like, oh my God, this is just this week. Let's go.
Well, I want to hear that story. How did that become a thing? Was it something that you always thought, or was it just a decision at the time?
The OCS thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what came about or what came over me, but I just decided one day, I was like, I need to change the course of my life, and I need to, you know, do this military service thing. And so I think it was mostly because I had like, my boyfriend was looking into the military, and then he like exposed me to his friends who were looking into the military and like ROTC. And then I had some other like CrossFit friends who were telling me about it. And so I think I just really was just drawn to it. And I was like, oh, these are like the type of people I like. Like I like all these people. And so maybe that's for me, and like, let me go try it out. And so
he was going to do the Marines too.
Sorry?
He was going to do the Marines too.
He was going to go the Navy route.
Okay.
Yeah, he did not end up doing that. But yeah, I just had a lot of like influence, I guess. And so I graduated high school and went to OCS the very next day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wasted no time. No time.
Looking back, I was like, that was terrible. That was the worst state you could be in to go to that, but whatever.
Was it like deer in headlights when you got there? What is this? What is happening to me right now?
Yeah, I think I didn't understand like the gravity of it, of like how hard it was going to be. The second time around, I think I was like 22. So I'm like much older. Like just those 3 years later, I'm like much more developed and like, you know, can just figure stuff out a little bit better. When you're like 17 or 18, you're just kind of, you don't understand anything about the world. and you just get your shit rocked, basically.
Looking around like, wait, what? I made a choice. This is the choice that I made. Great. 17,
Yeah.
18, fantastic choice. We make them good over here.
Yeah, I was very much like hanging on to the fact that I was one of the fittest people there and could do a fuck ton of pull-ups, and so there was nothing else good about me.
It's a pull-up thing. It's a pull-up thing.
Dude, that's what Julia said too. She was like, I could just do 10 freaking pull-ups. I was like, they're strict. They're not even kipping. What do you like? I can just do 10 pull-ups. Damn. Okay. All right. CrossFitters, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was like, oh, you can do like 24 pull-ups, but you suck at everything academic. Yeah. I know nothing about the military. I don't know anything about history. Obviously, I'm an engineer. I don't give a fuck about history. Right. And then like what was the other, like leadership stuff, like all that was new. And I'm like 18 years old, just out of high school. Like, what do I know about leadership?
Hey, did they teach you how to like march soldiers? Like, did you have to learn how to
march,
cadence and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh my God, do you know cadences right now? Can you remember any of?
Like, are you talking about like the sing songs or?
Yeah.
I didn't do that. I wasn't a singer.
Okay. Kenneth, all the Marine Corps cares about are pull-ups. Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
What college did you end up going to?
I was at NC State University.
God, did you go to any games? Football, basketball, anything?
Yeah, I went to, like, I wasn't much of a like going out type of person, but I went to like a few of football, volleyball. I didn't really like basketball. I never went to those, but.
And you graduated with what? You said chemical engineering? Or just
yeah.
So what's your full-time job right now? I just want to.
Yeah, I don't do chemical right now. I do biomed engineering. So I work in orthopedic devices, and my group does custom implants. So we take a CT scan of a patient, turn that into a 3D model, and we'll design implants off of their anatomy so that it matches to their anatomy. And typically it's like there's nothing clear, there's nothing off the shelf that would work for them. So it's a kind of limb sparing, like last chance surgery for them.
And your dad must just be so just super proud and elated that you are an engineer too, and your boyfriend's an engineer, and that just must be the coolest thing for him ever.
Yeah, I think he likes. Yeah, I think he does enjoy. I feel like software engineers are their own group though. Like I feel like I don't relate to them because they're coding and I hate coding.
I
don't know what that is, but good job, smarties. Yeah. I love it. That's great.
Coding is computers, right?
Yeah, it's like they're like coding. I don't know, like this.
Like like everything in a computer has like a code or something like that, and they can like pick them apart and create a new code and for whatever software. Like
all the math and science. Yeah, everything. I'm completely the other way. I like history and like languages and stuff like that. I
wish. I'm trying. Like I really, my brain rejects it.
It just.
Chris Beesterfield, shut up, dude. Where is he?
One. Yeah.
Yeah, I lost it. There it is. Yeah. 01. But with all that, I mean, you have a full-time job and a smart person's job. You have sponsors, you're on social media, you're a games athlete, you're training, you're flying all over the place to compete. And all, like, how do you
sleep?
Yeah.
Hopefully soon. it's on the schedule.
What do you do to deal with that stress? Like, what do you, your boyfriend's name, Frank? Frank. What do you and Frank do? Do you guys just go on vacation? Do you?
Yeah. I saw at my job, I'm lucky enough to have, what am I trying to say? Unlimited vacation. And so that's super helpful. Obviously I can't like abuse that, but it helps in that like I take probably around like 2 weeks a year where I'm like traveling for CrossFit. And so in my eyes, it's not like real vacation because I'm still working. I'm still killing myself a little bit, and it's not a rest. And so I usually take like around 2 more weeks where it's like real vacation time, and that like flexibility is really great. And my boss and like everyone's really supportive. Like they'll watch the games and they'll have my events and schedules and like push it to the team. So that's kind of cool. And then like I also just try to keep balance in my life like as much as I can and really focus on nutrition and sleep whenever I can and stretching and the wheels fall off a couple times a week, but it's okay. It works.
When did you know that you wanted to pursue elite CrossFit and become a CrossFit athlete?
I started when I was 14 in CrossFit and I was trying to find a break from gymnastics. And when I moved over, I had about like 3 months of peace before I got thrown into my first CrossFit competition because I was like, yeah, sure, what the heck. And I did like the Festivus games. You guys have probably heard of that. I don't know if you have. It's like a really like beginner level CrossFit competition.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I've heard of that one. No.
Yeah, it's like I think the deadlifts were with like 55 pounds or something. Like it was really like
yeah.
You started CrossFit this year.
Right. Okay.
That's great though, because it gives people a place to start and then where to go from there. So
yeah, and they're like saying is like Festivus for the rest of us or something. So it's like for people who are like never wanna. Yeah, see, he's heard of it.
What's up, Travis?
Travis always coming through.
Go get your Vindicate shirts. Vindicate.com.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So I like won that and I like it was hard to win. Like I remember I had to like actually work to win. Like it was like a tight race between me and someone else. And then I just got the bug and there I was going.
Oh shoot, we didn't finish the story. Hold on. Sorry, Kenneth. I know we got sidetracked. Her life is really cool.
Yeah.
So
my bad. I changed the topic.
So was she a Marine? I never knew this.
I was not. I guess, yeah. Officially, no, I was not. I went through 2 rounds of OCS. Like you have to do either 1 10-week program or 2 6-week programs. And I did the 2 6-week programs. And I finished them, which makes you like you get the EGA, which makes you a Marine, but I didn't commission, so I didn't like go into the Marine. So I say I'm not a Marine. So just to keep it simple.
Yeah. So I did want to ask you, when you did start CrossFit, you started CrossFit really young. Did you start CrossFit to train for another sport, or were you thinking about competing or did you start CrossFit to train for CrossFit kind of
thing? I was just burnt out of gymnastics, and once I started I just fell in love with it and never really looked back. And I think I'm just like my brain can't not compete. Like it can't not try as hard as I can. And so I just ended up like getting like I was so burnt out of competitive gymnastics. I went to competitive CrossFit in like 6 months. I was back to like, how can I be the best I can be, And then also the teenage games like also started the same year that I was getting into it. And so once I saw other teenagers like competing at a high level, I was like, oh, there's opportunity for me to go into that space and like start my career.
You went twice as a team.
3
times. Two times.
2, yeah.
What who were you competing against? Was that the Mal O'Brien, Haley Adams years?
No, whatnot? I'm older than them actually.
Oh shoot, you are older than them. Jeez.
So Haley was never in my age group because she's 2 years younger than me, but Alexis Raptis is a year older than me. So I think we like coincided. Gabriella Magala.
Oh geez.
There's more. Oh my God. Who else is a teenage athlete off?
Girl, more. I don't know. I'm so old. I have no idea. I don't know. And I always I feel weird like following teenage athletes like on Instagram. I just feel like for me that's weird. Like I can't do it. Like you got to be over 21. I can't follow you. Sorry. Like it's just.
How old were you when you started competitive gymnastics?
Maybe like 7 years old. I feel like I changed that number every time, but I started like Mommy and Me, and then like kind of built, and then you start at like level 1 or 2 or something like that. So super young.
Yeah, and then you went right from that, took a break for a little bit, and then started to compete as a CrossFit athlete. you hear a lot of stories around teen athletes that there's eventually a time where you get burnt out or like it's too much. So from
Yeah.
your experience, do you feel like you started competing in CrossFit too young? And how have you been able to manage it as long as you have been? And where's your headspace now?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question because it's like obviously, a pretty big problem, I'd say, like going on right now. And so I really like want teenage athletes to be really careful and like know the signs, I guess, when things start to turn. Cause like even now, like I have a lot going on. And so I can easily feel like the pressure start to build and feel that, like maybe I'm not cut out for this or maybe I need a break. It's easy to feel burnt out like very quickly. So I compete a lot less in the years than like probably most average people. But yeah, I think my come up was a lot more like slow and rolling. And so that really helps. Whereas like some other athletes, they go from the teenage division right into the individual division like immediately, or some even will skip a year of the teenage division to go immediately into individual because they're just that good, which is awesome. But at the same time, like there's other difficulties with that. And like my my come up was a lot like slower. Like I did 2 years of the teenage division, and then the very next year I was at regionals and I was competing kind of like a tier down from the games, obviously like still high level, but I still had that like, get to like really appreciate regionals and semifinals and being at that level for, 5 years or something, however long it was before I actually got to like break out and make it to the games and get to that next like tier. And so I think that low roll like really helps like put things into perspective and like keep you chill and like keep your brain kind of screwed on right. I also had like college that I was focusing on, so I had like double things that I'm focusing on. Like, I'm not just focused on CrossFit. I'm kind of finding myself as a person in those like really developmental years. Like I found my love of nature and like traveling and being outdoors. Like I never would have had that if I didn't have the college experience and like meet new people and get exposed to those different activities and kind of find like something else to like bring me back to reality when those CrossFit days get really, really tough of like, this isn't everything, I have another career and I have other interests that kind of like, okay, like I'm here and like, I'm okay. this is not everything in my life.
Do you feel that your support system, parents, your boyfriend, friends, in college and in high school, do you feel like that they really helped you kind of live life so that that slow roll could just naturally happen where it wasn't this huge fixation on being a pro CrossFit athlete? So then you kind of got to enjoy it a little bit more and then your success got to roll out exactly how it played out.
Yeah. I definitely feel like I always tried my hardest. It wasn't like I tried not to make it to the games. Like I did every year. I just never, actually made it. And I don't know like exactly the reason why. I think I just like, for me, I just came into my timing was just better. Like I came into myself as an athlete, my second puberty or whatever they call it. Like when I was 22, 23, and some people had that a little earlier, 18 years old. And so that the timing of that was better. And some people get that at 26, 28, and some people get it after they have their first kid. It's just like, it's just crazy. Like, your like physical clock is just very different. And, it's hard for me sometimes to like see the younger athletes like have, 4, 5, 6 games experiences as an individual ahead of me, and I'm like older, like I have the same exact thoughts in like reverse. So yeah, I think having like a support system that is helping you and like keeping your brain screwed on and like making you feel like you can do this and you're okay is really important. I had like my parents, they always thought college was really important, and so that was always their main focus. And they're like, no matter what you do in CrossFit, it's great,
I always worry about the younger athletes just because, you get sponsors, you get managers, you get so many things so early. And it's almost kind of like the parents get cut out a little bit or they're hype men too, or, and just being on social media like that with all of all of a sudden now you got 15,000, 40,000, 100,000 followers.
Yeah.
And you're just attached to your phone all day. And it doesn't sound like you were like that at all. Like your parents were like, hey, this isn't, you know, this isn't a full-time job, or you never looked at it like it was going to be your full-time kind of job thing.
Yeah, definitely not. Like even now, I don't see it as a full-time job. Like it's like my side gig, which is weird, but it's kind of like I have two full-time jobs. I don't know. Depending on the day, it's like, oh, I have two full-time jobs, or this is a side gig. So yeah.
Would you ever like scale back your actual full-time, like your actual work in engineering? Would you ever scale that back in order to like go more time for CrossFit, or no?
I have had that thought like a lot, and because I know a lot of people, a lot of people ask me that, and like where I'm at right now is that I think my full-time job actually helps me in CrossFit rather than hurts me. I think if I was 100% focused on CrossFit, it might weigh on me a lot more. It might put like prize money as like very, very important because I need it financially to survive, and put like a pressure on me where I can't even enjoy what I'm doing anymore. A lot of people say like make what you love your work, but at the same time, whatever your work is, you will eventually come to like despise it, or just like have a hard, it becomes hard. And so I don't want that to happen with CrossFit, because it's already hard as it is. And so I'm just kind of like, right now where I'm at is that I think my work kind of makes me love CrossFit even more, and CrossFit makes me love work. And so I'm like, it's a good balance with my time of having both. And I
Well,
have
CrossFit,
flexibility.
yeah, CrossFit's
Mhm.
different. You can't, it's not like you're going to sign a contract and you know that you're going to get paid $250,000 a year. You
Yeah.
don't, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's not like football or basketball or anything. So I get
No.
that. That's cool. And that's probably why you made it through the teenage years without that kind of breakdown, or that like just not knowing who you are yet kind of thing.
Yeah, I think it was just keeping it slow roll, figure it all out at once.
That's the way to do it. Jake
Mhm.
Chapman, he meant to say, should the individual start at 21?
Mm.
I mean,
I don't think it's a bad idea, because the opportunity is still there as a teenager. And if they're good enough to make it individual, then they're going to make it as a teen. So
yeah.
I don't think it's not a bad safety measure, I don't think.
Do you think that it would be better mentally for the teen athletes, where, or maybe it's not that, I don't know, whether you keep it a teen division or you kind of have this like division between the teens and going elite that you kind of have to stay in or whatever. Do you feel like that it would be better mentally for younger athletes to kind of wait a little bit to get into the individuals?
Yeah, I think the cutoff that's there, I think it was appropriate for me personally. Like it might be better for some people to wait even more. Some might be able to do it earlier, but I think on average, I guess that's about right. Just like I'm just thinking about if I was, 16 years old and had made it to the games, I think that would have been a lot of pressure. Like being 16, then 17, 18, like continuing. I know people do it, but it's definitely, I think it, like looking back, I think that would not have been a good idea for me. I think right now it's still a lot, like it's still a lot of pressure. And I remember like last year I really, enjoyed the games, but this year, I mean, obviously everything that happened, but like just having that additional pressure of like knowing what you placed the year before and how well you did, it's hard to like continue to like meet that standard. It's very stressful, and that's like one of the reasons gymnastics got really hard for me as a younger kid.
Mhm. Well, I mean, with the teens, like there is notice of the teens, but there's not a magnifying glass on the teens. And like I
Yeah,
think when you go from being a teen athlete, there's no middle ground where like you get a little bit more attention, maybe you're on screen a little bit more, maybe you meet more people, you do more interviews, and then you're on the individuals and it's like all the lights are on you, all the publicity's on you, the public is on you, everybody's in your space. Like Garrett was saying, you go from 10 you go from 100 followers to 10,000 followers, and all of a sudden everybody has an opinion about what you look like, what you do, what
Yeah.
you say, all that type of stuff. And so even for you with this slower rollout, did you feel that intensity of like, oh no, people kind of know me, but not really, and then holy crap, everybody knows me?
Yeah. I definitely don't feel like everybody knows me, even now.
A lot of people know you, girl.
A lot of people know, yeah.
I don't feel like that. I feel very just like, I don't know, a normal person, I guess. But I do think it's like, for me, because of the slow roll, like maybe the media doesn't like catch on as quickly to me, like, for that reason. But when you have a teenager who's like, 16, 17, and they go right to the individual, maybe they're working with like a big camp, and that like pulls a lot of eyes, the spotlight on them is even more, heavy, because, they don't have any sort of slow roll, and it's also like extra of anything I've ever experienced. So I can see how it could be even like harder. And like, then you have, introduction to a manager, or introduction to like sponsors, and like all these responsibilities, and then you feel an obligation, and money's on the line, and now you're competing, and your name's on the line, and it can be really a lot. And so I don't think it would be bad to like have some sort of young age cutoff for the individual. Like, I think that might just be a nice safety net, hoping they stay in the sport until they come of age and they can go individual. It's just tough, because you want people to be successful, because when you go to individual, you also like, your world kind of opens up, and you have a lot more opportunities for money and sponsors and all that. And in the teenage division, it's just going to be significantly less. We just know that. But yeah, it's just a tough question,
So it's more like just navigating the water, just kind of seeing how the water goes, and you kind of just navigate as the water goes.
Yeah. And sorry, in what regard?
Like when you're saying that it's not necessarily the same for everybody. So like, people experience things differently. So you kind of have to just figure it out in your own way that works best for you.
Yeah. But I also think like, sometimes we don't know what's best for us when we're younger, and like, I think if I was 16 and you're like, you eat this pill and you go to the CrossFit Games next year, you'd be like, yeah, like, let's do it. Like,
yeah.
Like, there's no way that, as a 16-year-old, like, I would have made the decision that I make now, like, I would have been like, done anything to make it to the games, but it just, it's just
your personal circumstances.
Yeah,
that's cool.
exactly. You just don't like, you want that sponsorships, and you want the money, and you want to like work with these big brands and be like a real individual athlete. But it's just like, you have to like put in the work, and you have to take the time. It's like, it's a process, and you just can't skip the process,
Yep.
Jody Lynn, HWPO. Jody, HWPO.
Yes.
Vindicate, they don't care about the teams anyway. Well, I mean, now they're kind of separated from
the teams, yeah.
Yeah, now they're. Hey, when your parents went with you when you went to the games as a teen, like they were there to take care of you and food and all that stuff at the time.
Yeah.
Were they like, holy crap, what is this? And what did I let my daughter sign up for? And what is happening right now?
Yeah.
Wait, was your mom versed at the time of what CrossFit was, or did that come much later?
I think she knew, but also like, because I was at Carson the first year, so it was a big, ginormous stadium. Yeah, it was definitely like, whoa, this is like the real deal here. It's unfortunate they separated the teens and the individuals and the masters. I feel like, I don't know. Some days I'm like, oh, I guess it's okay. And then other days I'm like, oh, it would have sucked if I was a teenager and they did that to me. I wouldn't have liked it.
Did you after those 2 years as teens, did your following jump up like crazy? Were sponsors coming to you, anything like that?
A little bit. I have like, I would say like nothing like big, but I have been like slowly building that over the years. I feel like it's been a pretty slow roll. I have
Okay, so you're staying consistent with it. Just that's probably why you handle it.
My Instagram now, which I'm like, yay, I did it.
All right, Jake, I'll ask this question for you. Would Shelby rather design the world's largest bridge or win the games 10 times?
Win the games 10 times. Who gives a fuck about a bridge?
I think you got the wrong engineering. I don't
Yes.
think she's that type of engineer.
No.
Am I a civil engineer? What am I, trash?
She's like, no, I'm winning the games. I want the games. Give me the games.
so
10
low.
times over. Give me the games.
Is that a lower form of engineering, building a bridge?
They're
The
lowest.
lowest? That's it. The lowest.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just my best friend.
No, she's not. No,
I'm just
No, she's not.
You're allowed to talk trash. You're not kidding.
She'll never see this. She'll never see this.
It's fine. Oh shoot, girl. And then well, what are you doing next? We're heading out to Crash. And then
Oh, nice.
you've been to Crash before. How was that?
Oh, it's unbelievable. It's like the best local, if you can even call it a local comp that you could find, honestly. It's really great.
Mike, oh, what's up, pool boy? Colleen, are you part black just
I
like
am
Shelby?
not.
Y'all are both redheads.
I am not.
Yeah, guess the half black chick.
Yeah.
What else is in here? Oh, here's our Julia Cook. So excited. Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's our active duty Marine that we got to talk to on Monday. She is super badass, and that was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool. What are your off-season plans? Are you doing anything, or are you just riding it out to the open?
I'm trying to decide. I need to like talk to my coach and figure that out because I feel like I've started over a couple times now. But once I moved to Vermont, it's like, okay, now we're starting over again for real. So I've been to like 2 weeks of like chill programming where I'm like doing 1-a-days, 5 days a week. And then next week we'll start like probably some double days and more normal, like get on a normal track and stuff. And then we'll also talk about like what competitions. I have like January in mind. Like I think that would be about the right time. I just want to get settled. I want to have some time to go on vacation, real vacation.
So like a Wadapalooza.
Yeah, I'm thinking that. I'm hoping that works out. We'll see. I'm hoping they do invites again.
What'd you say?
I'm hoping they do invites again. They invited all the games athletes last year, so I'm hoping I don't have to do a qualifier.
Just invite.
If I have to do a qualifier, I'm not going.
Shelby's like, give me my ticket, damn it.
Yeah.
I
earned it already. So after the games, any games that you've gone to, what's your recovery like? And is it very difficult? I don't know what always happens with these bubbles when I use my hands.
It's only her computer. It's not mine. It's her computer.
How hard is it to kind of get back into training? Or are you one of those athletes that you get home from the games or any competition, you give yourself a couple weeks off and then you're able to get back into it?
I take rest pretty seriously. Like as my friends will say, like I don't know. I don't mess around with my rest. Like I take rest. Like if you tell me that I need to rest, I'm like, done. It's already done. Like,
yep. You don't have to tell me twice.
Yeah,
I'm like
you don't have to tell me twice.
And maybe it's a redhead thing because I'm the same way. I can sleep.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to sleep.
Yeah, it's like that's the best thing I've ever heard. Like,
but neither one of you do it though. That's
Huh?
also a redhead thing. We tell you to rest and y'all don't do it. Like you're running around engineering shit and going to the games and whatever.
When we want to. We do when we want to. Not necessarily when you tell us, but
like I'll rest CrossFit rest, but I won't rest like with other
Life
stuff.
rest.
If I take CrossFit out, then it's like,
Yeah.
okay, like what chores need to be done? Like what
Yes.
has to be like what emails need to be answered?
Yes. Specific rest. That's what we do. We take some specific rest and then we just always have to do something else.
You guys are ridiculous.
So you kind of whatever your rest is after you get home from the games.
My rest, I take like a whole month before I even like think about going to the gym. And then that first week back, I'm like in the gym. I think my first week back, I made the goal to like not sweat or breathe heavy at all. And I still failed. Like
That's my goal every day.
Yeah. I think I biked at like 300 calories an hour and I did like a burpee every 5-10 seconds or something. And I was like, I still sweat because it's North Carolina and it's humid as fuck. And
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great because that's an actual workout for me.
Right.
Like,
I was
that's
gonna say,
not-
wait, that's your rest.
That's a workout.
So then does it take you a while to get back into games training?
Yeah, I would say like right now I'm training pretty normal, but it's not like games by any like regard. It's like very much off season. So we're doing probably gonna be a lot of like aerobic work, like zone 2 type work, machine work, and then a lot of like bodybuilding and strength work and like interval style CrossFit, less like Metcon style CrossFit, is what I'm expecting and what I've been getting so far. So
Okay, let's end with, hey, how's Frank?
me,
Frank's a cutie. How's Frank doing?
Frank
What's up
just
with
came
Frank?
in. Here he walked in, so he's good.
I don't think you were a normal teenager because I just don't understand how I've never met anyone who's ever been with their high school sweetheart and
Really,
no, my
you
grandparents,
gotta come to the South.
I guess. Y'all got better values than us for sure.
I'm not like that, but I just, I guess I found someone like that. Maybe, I don't know.
Did you guys got together when you were 16?
Yes. Yeah, I knew him when I was 15, and then we officially started dating 16.
And you found a dude that was willing to not ever go. He's not YOLO or FOMO or whatever OLO it is. Like,
Yeah,
I didn't know they existed. That's insane.
I cast a spell on him.
That's it. It's a redhead thing, right?
Yeah.
It was the red hair.
He actually can't leave. He can't. It's like not possible.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think we just got along really well, and yeah, I don't know. We just never had a reason to like, we never had an argument like that ever either, honestly. So we went to the same college. That helped.
Same college?
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, is he
On
as
purpose?
busy as you are?
Same, yes, on purpose, the same college, kind of. Like, I went to early college, high school at NC State. So I was already taking classes at NC State, and then he went to NC State because it's in-state engineering school. So it kind of was like, obviously he'd go there. And then I went to NC State for real. And so, yeah. And yes, he's busy. He works as a engineer at a company here in Vermont, which is why we moved up here.
Mm-hmm.
The lowest form of engineering, or is he on a higher?
No, he's up there. He's a mechanical engineer.
Oh, mechanical engineer.
Jake wanted to know that somewhere in here. He was like, what is the highest form of engineering, or what engineer are you? I think we covered that though.
I think chemical and mechanical and biomed's like maybe right underneath, probably.
Okay. All right. Now we know.
Which is what me and Frank are, so obviously I'm super biased. Don't believe anything I say.
How does he handle whenever you have to travel? Does he go with you? Is he allowed to go with you every time you go?
Yeah, he's just got this job this year, so I'm not sure like how that's gonna work with like PTO and stuff like that, but he came to the games with me and he was at semifinals with me, so he was able to go to both of those so far. And yeah, he's like my chef, my masseuse, my limousine, like chauffeur. That's what I meant, chauffeur. And yeah, he just like does a bunch of stuff for me, takes care of me during these competitions when I'm probably at my worst.
Tyler Watkins.
Oh, he's weighing in. Mining engineering is the lowest form. That's what I did.
I didn't even know that was like, you can't go to college for that, can you?
Tyler Watkins can go to college for whatever he wants. He's another smarty that he taught himself accounting. He didn't even like pay it. He just taught it to himself.
Crazy.
Google.
Have that much patience too.
Kenneth laughed.
Minecraft.
So you guys are all moved in. You're happy. You're hoping the internet holds up because it's Vermont and you don't know if it will. So that's awesome. Are you going to Rogue? And then I think Julia asked, are you doing any qualifiers at all? Or are you just completely skipping every qualifier?
I don't do qualifiers. That's just not what I do. But I'm not gonna go to Rogue. I didn't get invited. And they changed the qualification for that, which is totally fine because I think I need a break anyway. So would have been really cool to go to Scotland. I have some family there. So it would have been cool to like see them, but totally fine. And I'll
Not surprised by the fact you have family in Scotland either.
Liberian family. Don't try to make a family tree. It won't work.
Well, you said you eventually it's like a dream of yours at some point to live abroad. If you were going to, where would you head out to?
I think I mean I haven't explored much of Europe besides Portugal, but I like the vibe there. I think I could find a country there I'd like. But also I think I really enjoy Spanish, so I'd love to go to a Spanish-speaking country. Frank and I visited Costa Rica and Mexico, and I feel like I really like those areas. It's just really hot, so that's the only thing keeping me from wanting to move there. Maybe
Struggles.
Jeez, we know whose genes you got.
yeah, too hot.
That's what I say
too. She says all the time. She's like, eventually when we retire, we're gonna go down south. I'm like, no, we are not. It is too goddamn hot down there.
And it is true because we went on our honeymoon and I was like, oh, I don't need suntan lotion. Like, I'm good. Whatever. I can tan. I'm one of those half black kids that can tan. Like, I'm good. First time in the Florida sun, girl, I was lit up.
Burnt.
Yep.
Burnt.
Yeah.
I was in the hotel room for the next like 2 straight days. It was not.
Like we went out
I was
at
cocky.
nighttime, but the heat was so hot that she felt like her skin was like on fire.
Dude.
We couldn't even go like really out to dinner. So I was like, oh, you don't need sunscreen. And she's laughing at me because do you carry your own tube of sunscreen wherever you go?
No, I just suffer the consequences.
Nope. I had my tube of sunscreen. We went on a jet ski ride, like around one of the keys or whatever. It was part of our honeymoon. And I had it on the jet ski with us. And every time we stopped, I'm like spraying my shoulders. I'm
She's
like, you need some?
I'm like,
no, I don't need it. I don't need it. We get back to the hotel and I'm like, you're really red. She's like, no, it's not that bad. And we get inside and I'm like, she saw herself. She's like, I am
done.
so red.
I'm done. Done.
She like couldn't even put her arms down at some point.
I got cocky. I got cocky with it. I was trying to flaunt it a little bit and it didn't work out for me.
It did not. I never traveled without my sunscreen.
Bernie Gannon, what's up, dude? People tend to think that red-haired women are feisty, temperamental. This is considered a stereotype. Never say this around a redhead lady because they're known to snap. Fair.
Wow. So likable, that guy.
No, Bernie's fun.
Bernie's fun. Gives us all the facts.
Yeah.
He's our fact checker.
Yeah,
I
he
love
is.
when people say that. That makes me very happy.
Vindicate. Only time Garrett has ever gotten cocky. Fair. Yes, that is also true. Good call. Good call.
Yep.
Oh my God, girl, this was so fun. I'm so excited. We actually, because this was a long time in the making. I just started bothering you. But it was really fun.
This is great. This is easy.
We're a chill. We just like to talk, and just get to know more about you. And very cool to meet you. And
I call redheads ginger snaps. That's actually really cute.
Most people do. That's really, the stereotype.
I've never heard
snaps.
it, but that's really cute though. I mean,
that's my Spotify profile name. So
it's called Ginger Snaps.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Hey, if you marry Frank, what is your last name gonna be?
Probably his last name.
What is it though? What is it? Because Shelby Neal is like the
iconic.
Yeah.
I know. We have arguments about that.
Well, it's one of those things where you could legally change, but to the CrossFit world, you'll still always be Shelby Neal. Like,
yeah, I think I need to like think through that a little bit more because I don't want to change it like CrossFit wise because I like keeping the Neal because it's like my dad's last name and like my Nana's last name. So I kind of like it in that way. And like, I don't really care at work if I have that last name. It's just really like CrossFit, legacy. So I guess maybe I can work around it and make everyone happy. We'll see.
Oh my God, this is kind of cool. Jake Chapman, Shelby is the new Cara Webb or Saunders or whatever. But like,
is the last name.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
also because you're freaking strong.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say, is it because she's got like amazing legs, like
Yeah.
legs that can move like 1,000,000 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
I wish.
I think. Well, is she taller than you? You're like 5'1", right? Aren't you like
I'm
bite size?
5'2". I think she's
Oh.
around that. Yeah.
She said 5'2". Give me my 5'2".
Bite size. Okay.
Yeah.
It's fair.
5'1".
We're just giant trees over here. So
are.
we don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're very
We're
tall.
both, she's 5'11", I'm 6 feet. So it's,
Holy crap.
yeah.
Yeah. Yes, we're very tall. Don't worry, we get that reaction a lot when we meet people.
No, it's really cool. I've never, I'm going to be completely stereotypical now, but I've never met another one of us before. So it was nice to meet another one of us.
Yeah.
The only one I know is Logic, the rapper Logic. That was the only other, when I found out he his parents are biracial, I was like, the F? Dude, I
Yeah.
didn't even know that existed too. So
I just learned that from you right now.
you didn't see? I'm telling you, we're out there. We're just hidden.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
But that was really cool, girl. Thank you so much. Please tell Frank thank you for letting us steal you away for a little while. It was super cool.
Yeah, this was really fun. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, it was so nice to meet you.
I definitely want to check in with you. I'll check in with you again later. I'll bother you again.
Yeah, no, feel free.
Awesome, girl.
All right. Bye,
Thank
Shel.
you so
It was good
much.
to meet you. So fun. That was
she's
fun.
freaking
cool.
Awesome, dude. Like,
You're
I
so-
can't even.
You're
She's so
funny. I didn't know there was another one like me.
I didn't. You get, or at least I've never actually, well, I knew because I knew Logic's out there, but I
Yeah.
never have gotten to talk to someone else that,
Yeah.
has had kind of shared experiences like that. So that was really cool. She's super fun.
Yeah.
She is so cool.
Very chill, very cool. And to have her boyfriend that's been with her for
Yeah.
as long as.
And he's tall. If
Is
you
he?
see him in the video, he's tall.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's as tall as us. It's hard to tell because she's 5'2", but
yeah.
he's tall. They're so cute. They're very, very cute together.
Listen, when you have that support and you have someone that's just there, it's very cool.
Oh, sorry, Bernie. I missed this. If Shelby ever decides to have kids, would she consider naming one of them Shaquille? That would be easy to remember. Shaquille Neal.
We'll have to save that for next time she comes on. We'll ask her.
Yeah,
So.
I hope so. I hope she had a good time. And because I would love to ask her how her season with HWPO goes. And
yeah, for sure.
I meant to ask her if she is just training at the gym and she still has her coaches. But there were so many things I wanted to ask her today. I got kind of scatterbrained about it.
Yeah,
but
no, it was good. And talking about her being a teen and what that looks like, and
yeah, it was very cool.
It's cool. She's very cool.
She's such a grown up for 23,
and she's so chill. It's really cool.
It doesn't bother. She's not. Yeah, it was. She's very fun.
Yeah,
that was great.
Yeah, and I think that it's one of the things I got from her is that we say this all the time. Things aren't things until they become them. You know what I mean? And growing up with just being friends and being nice to everybody, and then starting to have more of those conversations and stuff like that. The best we can do is just be nice to each other, and the rest of it is what it is. So, but that's really cool.
She was fun.
Very cool.
But okay. We're probably just gonna do recap because we had a long weekend last weekend. Let's probably just do a recap. Pool boy, Mike. Can I just call you Mike? I feel like we've known each other long enough. My boy Rafa is no longer with HWPO. He just hired Coach L from Brute Strength. Oh, okay, cool. That's fire.
Does Coach L have a lot of athletes? I know Kelsey Keel, I think, is with him too.
That's what I thought.
Julia, call him Mike.
I kind of fell in love with you last night a little bit, Mike. I mean, I know.
Don't tell him that.
I know the comments were saying that I was hitting on your girlfriend, but I kind of.
Were you scared, Mike? Were you nervous?
I was kind of infatuated with Mike Mike on Monday. I'm not even gonna lie. So cute. But yeah. So hopefully, guys, we'll see you this weekend for a little recap, fun show, relax, talk about how my Giants are gonna whoop up on Chase. So yeah,
sports.
Love you, Chase.
She needs I
need a sports fan.
I'll allow it.
Mike, thank you.
I'll allow it. She needs sports friends. So if anybody wants to talk sports,
I'm talking shit in the DMs. to Chase about the Cowboys. He didn't appreciate that, but we're having a good time. It's fun. What did he tell me? Oh, it was like the best line ever. He's like, the Giants are going to get revenge fucked tomorrow. I was like, damn,
Oh,
that's
shit.
tough, but okay, let's go. Your family. See, don't do this to me, Mike. You're doing the Lord's work again, trying to make me straight. Y'all are like my family to me. It's true family. Can hit on my girlfriend anytime. Yeah,
You said the
buddy.
Lord's work.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for hanging out. It was really fun. It was really fun to get to talk to her. Anybody that is coming to Crash, make sure please come find me somewhere and sign. I want the family signed t-shirt from all you guys. So it'd be really freaking cool. But we'll see you guys this weekend.
All right, guys.
Love y'all.
See ya.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Pool boy.